More and more insider information surrounding Dave Filoni and Carrie Beck co-running Lucasfilm have dropped, and it's seriously dividing the internet, not to mention a lot of misinformation being thrown around also. The Hollywood Reporter had one insider already say, "He's not the Andor guy, he's the Ahsoka guy," as a backhanded insult to Filoni. Not to mention tweets like this one gaining traction, claiming that Filoni was among the most critical of Andor's development behind the scenes. It is indeed true that Gilroy stated in interviews that there were handfuls of Lucasfilm employees that tried to resist the direction Andor was going. Gilroy also claimed it was Kathleen Kennedy that prevented anyone interfering with his project. However, out of all these people, Filoni was not one of them. In a podcast with Happy Sad Confused, Filoni stated, "The bottom line is, whatever we do, it has to be really well done. When you look at something that's taken different, like Andor, it's so well done. I think there's an audience for that, but I want to still be hitting the imagination of kids out there, so they can grow up and appreciate those things. It's almost like your taste in food. Your taste in cinema and visuals change as you get older." Look, I'm not going to lie to you and say Ahsoka, Obi-Wan Kenobi, or the Book of Boba Fett are better produced than Andor. They're not. And I'd say it comes from the overdependency of the volume, or Filoni not using writers' rooms, or failing to outsource set and costume designers that better fit the project. But this wasn't a Kathleen problem or a Filoni problem. I think it's got more to do with experience. You take a look at something like Michael Clayton, one of Gilroy's older projects. You watch that and realise this dude has decades of experience as a writer and showrunner, and knew the right people to direct those episodes. Not to mention his other two brothers helping him with the entire project. Filoni is talented, but Ahsoka was his first proper live-action project, nor will he have as many personal connections in that part of the industry. So there's a ways to go for him to get to a level like Andor, but let's not start throwing him under the bus simply because he's younger and with less projects under his belt, let alone lying in tweets to make him look even worse. As long as his knowledge in Star Wars lore doesn't have him shutting down more experimental-like projects such as Andor, him and Carrie will do fine. A long ways to go in terms of experience, but they have the potential to grow and be the right people for the job. But what do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments down below, or for more Star Wars shorts, you can check out this one appearing on the end screen now.